Good evening, everybody. It's Sunday night. It is approximately 7:14 Panama City, Florida time, Central Time, which is roughly around 8:14 Eastern Time. So it's Sunday. I just got home from work a little bit ago, so I figured I'd do a weekly intel, a little San Diego Comic-Con recap, as well as some other things that I didn't get to. So last night, late last night, I did a live stream. Some of you, there was one person that I know caught it because I saw it, because it tells you like how many people are watching and everything. And I just went over the San Diego Comic Con Marvel Studios panel because it was exciting. There was a lot, like I said, there was a lot of good stuff that was announced, and I knew that there would be because they have not been to San Diego Comic Con for a few years. That's Marvel Studios, as well as a lot of studios or film companies and stuff have not made it to San Diego Comic Con. Obviously, because of the pandemic years, where it was canceled, and then of course, you had the mask regulations and everything. Now it's like it never happened, which is kind of weird. It's like 3 years ago, like it was like hell in a handbasket, but now it's like, it's okay. But regardless, they're back and they made a stellar return. Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios took the center stage at Hall H, the iconic Hall H at San Diego Comic Con. Interesting enough, San Diego might be losing the Comic Con. I was reading because like local hotels aren't like accommodating them the way they want to. So their contract is up soon. Like I mean, a year or two, I think, and they're looking to either move or try to get a deal done. I'm assuming because they've been in San Diego for years, like literally years and years and years. So it'd be weird not to call it San Diego Comic Con. What else would you call it? Who know? LA Comic Con? It's like I don't know. But other than that, obviously we have Deadpool and Wolverine broke the money bank this weekend. It's made like $205 million, largest R-rated opening for a movie ever, and proof positive that if you make a decent R-rated movie, they will come. And when you put Hugh Jackman in it with Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool and Wolverine, and here's the thing: Deadpool and Wolverine, like Deadpool, wasn't famous until Ryan Reynolds started playing him in the movies. I was a Deadpool fan. I'm sporting solo Deadpool today, as you can see. I love this shirt actually, where he's leaping, firing his guns, and now he's like it's like we were saying this. We were saying this on I was on J Man's channel last night, and we were doing a spoiler filled talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. We were saying how it's trendy, which is true. I mean, everybody, oh, Deadpool. It's like, but yeah, where were you when he was just a comic book? So there hasn't been any real like there wasn't any live action, but there. If you saw the Hulk versus Wolverine Marvel animation, which it was like a combination of Hulk versus Wolverine, Hulk versus Thor. The Hulk versus Wolverine was where Hulk took on Wolverine, but then Deadpool was also in there, and I actually love that. I have that, and I'm going to break it out and watch it sooner or later. I'm going to try to watch it before Wednesday. This Wednesday, I will be live on the Action Elites ranking Deadpool. Yeah, we're going to be ranking the Deadpool movies and having some fun with that. So obviously, we're going to talk about the movie. So I think it's going to be spoiler filled, spoilerific, if you will. So yeah, we're definitely gonna we're definitely gonna talk about stuff. So if you haven't seen the movie, it's not my fault. Like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, we give you to the week. I give you the weekend. Like if you're a true fan, I give you the weekend, and if not, then like in the immortal words of NSYNC at the beginning of Deadpool, bye bye bye. Because you know what? I mean, I get it. Some of you guys might listen. I know all too well that you can't, sometimes life intervenes and you can't see a movie. I get it. But it's like you got to talk about it. I did 2 spoiler free reviews. I did one for the Action ACTION-FLIX podcast, where as soon as I saw the movie, sorry, I'm scrolling as I'm talking to you guys at the same time. I'm checking some stuff out. I did it as soon as I came back from seeing it, and so I talked about it. And if you watch that podcast, which was Thursday night, it's me just getting super excited. It's basically what happened. Yeah. So then I wrote one. I was like, you know what? I should write it because, you know, what am I trying to say? So I should try to write. I'm. How do I want to put this? Like, here's the thing. Like, when you like something so good, so so well, and you want it you just can't stop talking about it. I did that with Life After Fighting, the Bren Foster movie, um, which came out last month. Yeah, June. It's still July for a couple more days, and there was such a great movie that I did a review for it, a written review, and then I did a podcast review because I wanted to spread the word, and then I did a review podcast action design commentary with the man himself, Brent Foster. So it's like, because I was super excited about it. I was like, people need this, like, action fans need to see this movie. If you want to see hardcore, butt kicking martial arts action with human drama that means something, this is the movie for you. So you got Brent Foster kicking ass, and it's got serious subject matter. All right, so enough of that, though. Let's talk about Deadpool. So this Wednesday, here it is, ranking the Deadpool movies on the Action Lead on Owen Frill's the Action Lead Live. He calls it the War Room. We're going to be ranking the Deadpool movies. Now, here's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be ranking so obviously Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2, and Deadpool and Wolverine. And then we're also going to be doing X-Men Origins Wolverine, because that's how this all started. Like, that was Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman hooking up for the first time, even though they screwed up Deadpool in the movie. And then, Scott Adkins was at the end, with the no mouth and everything. So, I mean, you still got to see Scott Adkins doing some ass kicking, but his face was covered, and it wasn't Ryan Reynolds. It was like, you don't really know what you were watching. But that's going to be in there too. And we're also going to do Once Upon a Deadpool, which was the Christmas version of Deadpool 2, where, like, the Princess Bride, Fred Savage as a boy, gets taught, gets read the story of the Princess Bride's grandfather. Well, Deadpool kidnaps Fred Savage and tells him the story of Deadpool 2, but it's a sanitized version. It's like, it takes out all the cussing, but it's funny because, like, Deadpool has a beeper, and he beeps bad stuff, and then he even beeps it when it's not bad. Like, he's making Fred Savage, like, he's making it look like he's saying something that he's not, and stuff like that. And it's just, it's Deadpool 2, but it's interspersed with him and Fred Savage, and it's funny. And if you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest checking it out. I mean, because it's a good time. I mean, so we got Deadpool 2, Deadpool Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine, and Once Upon a Deadpool. So we're going to be ranking 5 movies. And like I told J-Man last night, I said I pretty much have mine set, but 2 are fluctuating. And I mean, they're fluctuating. I mean, I go to bed thinking one thing, I wake up and I think something. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, switch. And so I don't know how. I mean, it's only Sunday, so I still got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I got 3 more days for it to fluctuate again. I'm not going to tell you, of course, I'm not going to spill any beans or anything. I'm not going to give you any spoilers of what my choices are or which ones I'm fluctuating between. But I know what my number 1 is. Let me just say that. I know what my number 1 is, and then basically it's 2 and 3 that are going back and forth. So I know what 1 is, and I know what 4 and 5 are, and it's 2 and 3 that are going back and forth. So again, let me throw it up there, a little advertising for my friend Owen and the Action Elite. We're going to rank the Deadpool movies, and J-Man makes up these thumbnails, which are really super cool. So yeah, so join us 8 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday, and us, the gang, will be there talking about the Deadpool movies, as well as Deadpool and Wolverine, and spoiling stuff because we've all wanted to talk about it, until we're blue in the face from the moment we saw it. Some people like it more than others. I get it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And if you J-Man system, which he does space, story, pacing, artistry, characters, and overall enjoyment. He does 2 for each, so you can get up to a total of 10. I think I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. So that's almost Endgame. Like I said, Endgame is Endgame. Like in Infinity War and Endgame is kind of like the MCU Holy Grail. Winter Soldier is another favorite of mine. So it's like Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and the last 2 Avengers movies are like the trifecta for me. But Deadpool Wolverine's up there. The biggest problems I had was plots and the villains. I it's hard. Okay, I got to see it again. I've only seen it the one time. I said I was going to go see it again this weekend, but I've just been working, and I could have went and see it tonight, but I wanted to do this instead and just talk and just do a weekly intel because I get my daughter back tomorrow, so it's hard. I want to spend time with my daughter, and I'm already doing the Wednesday stream, so as I choke on my own spit, that's okay. It gives me an opportunity to show you my Deadpool cup that I got from Regal Cinemas when I went to go see it. All right, as I recover. Thank you. Yeah, so I tend not to do a lot of streaming or interviews and stuff like that. If it happens, it happens. It'll be a lot easier when she goes to school because if I'm off that day, like I got time from the morning to the afternoon until I pick her up, where I can do stuff, But it's my time with my daughter, So I'm not gonna be like, hey, sit here and watch TV while Daddy goes record. It's like I'm a dad. I'm a good dad, so I like to spend time with my daughter. So I wanted to do the weekly intel tonight and recap San Diego Comic-Con and talk about some other things. We got Cynthia Rothrock, big time Black Creek, this passion project she's had. It was a big crowdfunding project, successful. It's a martial arts western where she kicks ass. It's got Richard Norton, Keith Cook, which are her co-stars from China O'Brien, and Don the Dragon Wilson. It's also got Patrick Kilpatrick, I believe, which all you action fans know was the '90s mainstay villain. If there was an action movie coming to video stores, it had Patrick Kilpatrick as the bad guy in it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. He's probably a bad guy. I could be wrong. But she did a sizzle reel or trailer. It's a teaser. It's like 45 seconds, so it's really fast, but it shows some really good stuff. Shows some violence, shows some ass kicking, and shows them all beating up and beating people up and stuff like that. So I'm going to show that as well. And then also, San Diego Comic-Con, aside from Marvel Studios, there was Lord of the Rings series that Amazon does. They did a trailer, but I didn't even put it on the website. I didn't have time. I love the Lord of the Rings movies, the originals, and I do love the Hobbit trilogy too. But other than that, it's just like I'm not that huge of a fan. If you want to watch the trailer, go somewhere else and watch it. I just didn't have time with all this other stuff that was more important. But and there was some Star Trek stuff too. Same thing. I'm not like a huge Star Trek fan. Although Michelle Yeoh's in a Star Trek project, that I might check out because it's Michelle Yeoh. Hello. So yeah. So aside from DC Studios, James Gunn unveiled his big DC logo, which I'm going to show you here in a few minutes. And then he did the trailer for Creature Commandos, which is the animated. It's kind of like Suicide Squad, if you think about it, where it's like anti-heroes or villains that team up, and they're monsters, So you basically got Frank Grillo playing Rick Flag Sr. We all know Rick Flag from the Suicide Squad. Joe Kinnaman played him in the movies. So this is Rick Flag Senior, and Frank Grillo's doing the voice. Now, the interesting thing with James Gunn's DC Studios that they're doing animated projects as well as live action projects. So if somebody's doing an animated character, it'll translate to live action. So Frank Grillo is playing Rick Flag Senior in the animated series Creature Commandos, but he's also going to play Rick Flag Senior live action in Peacemaker, and also I believe Superman. So they're all people that are doing characters. They'll be them animated and live action, which I think is a kind of cool idea. It kind of keeps it all cohesive and keeps it all together at the same time. So yeah. So one more time, Wednesday, 8:00 Eastern time, which is 7 Central where I am. I always got to remember that too, because they are on the East Coast time. So they're, I'm an hour behind of them. So I always got to remember 7 o'clock. Because one time I think I was going on the show and I was late because I was like, damn it. I was like, I think it's when I first moved here. And I was like, oh. And I missed out because, oh, I didn't miss out. I think I was just late or something because I was like, I was like, I was going to do 8 o'clock, but I was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm an hour behind, so they're doing it already. So, but yeah, so this Wednesday we're ranking the Deadpool movies. So make sure you join us for all that fun stuff where we're going to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine and the movies, and then of course go off on tangents because that's what happens when you get geeks together or fanboys or action cinema fanatics. We tend to go off on because something will trigger something. We'll be talking and then whoop, we veer off and go into something else. Happens all the time. It happens here. Happens, right now. Like I'm just kind of BSing right now. It's like just get down to business, right? All right, so let's go into the ACTION-FLIX.com front page. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so we got Amazon Prime Video's Like a Dragon Yakuza, which showed a teaser trailer. That's my spoiler-free review, the written review of Deadpool and Wolverine. That's my San Diego Comic-Con podcast I did late last night. So I did that just because I wanted to talk about it. This is the Black Creek with Cynthia Rothrock. This is Richard Norton, Don Drag Wilson, and Keith Cook. So I'm going to show that teaser as well, promote it, and of course, Creature Commandos. I am also going to do. So before we do that, though, let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con, and let's talk about the Marvel Studios panel. So I talked about it last night. So I'm not gonna so watch that. Because I talk about it. So biggest thing is Fantastic Four First Steps. They had the Fantastic Four panel, and all the stars came out. So basically, you had Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Emmett Moss Bacharach, who are in the movie, and they showed footage. And if you see, there's like leaked images of the sizzle footage that they show, but I don't do leaked footage, because it just, one, it's horrible, it's hard to look at, and it's not. It's just I'll do it when it's legit. So basically is what I'm saying. Then we had Captain America, Brave New World, Anthony Mackie, Giancarlo Esposito, who we now know is playing Sidewinder, who is the head of the Serpent Society. So he's a major bad guy. So now we know who he's playing. And of course, Harrison Ford came out, and he was great. He was having fun. He was hamming it up. He was hawking out all that good stuff. And there's the I put the teaser on it as well. And then we had the big news: Thunderbolts. The cast came out for Thunderbolts, and of course, David Harbour dressed up it's the Red Guardian. It was like nobody else dressed up. It was kind of funny. And of course, we had the big, huge announcements where now it's called Avengers Doomsday, which also it was at one point called Avengers Kang Dynasty. We all know what happened with Jonathan Majors, so I won't elaborate on that. But now Doctor Doom is going to be the villain, and of course, Robert Downey Jr., there he is in all of his glory, soaking it up for the fans, is going to be. And here's the thing: Variety put the article out. He is Victor Von Doom. At least that's what they're saying. Because a lot of people are speculating, is he Tony Stark coming back as Dr. Doom? Is he Victor Von Doom? So they're saying he's Victor Von Doom. And there's a whole bunch of comic book related stuff that they can do because these two characters are intertwined like big time. So you had Iron Maniac, which was a character that was introduced in 2004, where you had the Earth 5012 version of Tony Stark, and he was fighting the Fantastic Four's Reed Richards, and he had a suit of armor resembling Doctor Doom. And then you have the biggest thing that people think that it's going to be is Infamous Iron Man. And that's the comic book series where Victor Von Doom put together an Iron Man suit following when Tony Stark went missing after Civil War II. So, but it doesn't explain like who with the multiverse, who the hell knows? Everybody's speculating. And you know what I always say to that? Don't speculate. Because when you speculate, it sounds stupid, and it's like that's why like rumors. Like I don't do rumors. Like these big websites, they do rumors and casting rumors and director rumors and rumors this, rumors that. It's like it's just a waste of time. It's like it's fun to talk about, yes, but I don't have time to do rumor articles. It's hard enough just to do legit articles, about news and trailers and reviews and stuff like that. It's like so I don't speculate. I mean, I do speculate, but I'm just I'm not gonna write 1,000 articles, saying, "Hey, this might happen," which we don't know what's gonna happen. It's like when Deadpool and Wolverine before it came out, everybody and their mother was like, "Who are the cameos? Who's this? Who's gonna be in it? Is Taylor Swift gonna be Lady Deadpool?" And it turned out it was Blake Lively, who I didn't even know. I didn't recognize her voice. Oh, I just spoiled it. My bad. I hope nobody's. Well, I don't think anybody's watching right now. All right, that's a little spoiler. Who cares? So what? Everybody knew that. All right. I knew I was gonna burst something out one time or another, but yeah, okay, you got me. Yeah, but I didn't even know because I was like, is that her voice? I'm like, I didn't because they don't show her face. She's covered up the whole time in the Deadpool mask, so it's not like she even takes it off to show herself or anything. So yeah, so Robert Downey Jr.'s back. And he's now going to be the bad guy. And of course, we got Avengers Doomsday, which is coming out May 2026, followed by Avengers Secret Wars, May 2027. And then I put somebody put the San Diego Comic-Con Hall H panel on the internet, on YouTube, which I'm going to check out later when I'm done recording tonight because I want to watch it and, see everybody talk because it's fun. I mean, so what? I mean, it's like somebody videotaped it and it's there. So, if you weren't able to make it, like, wall, it's like, yeah, so go for it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, watch it. It's super fun. All right. So yeah, so that was the biggest thing out of San Diego Comic Con. Not a big deal otherwise, with anything else. But we do, like I said, have Creature Commandos. So I'm going to talk about Creature Commandos first. Let's get into that. So I'm going to bring up my article that I did. And here it is right here. Ooh. I'm digging the animation. I'm kind of liking the animation. It looks pretty cool. So yeah, so Creature Commandos, as we all know. Let me read you what I wrote here. This weekend is all about the MCU as Marvel Studios unleashes the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine among the masses. But James Gunn and his DC Studios is still making waves with announcements. So there was the Penguin with Colin Farrell. They're doing the series on Max, so that released another trailer, which I have not shared. Not a big fan of it. I mean, if it doesn't have Batman in it, then I tend not to watch. It's just the way I am. But Creature Commandos is like an offshoot of the Suicide Squad, if you think about it. And Frank Grillo is lending his voice to Rick Flag Senior. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show the trailer, and then we will discuss. So without further ado, here we go.
General Flag. This is Belle Weave. For over 50 years,
you got Viola Davis doing the voice. Her, obviously she played a live action.
I thought Congress put a stop to all Task Force X activities.
Congress said you can't use human prisoners. These assholes aren't human.
Profanity, I love it.
Are you smiling?
Yes.
Sarcastically?
Mm-hmm.
He's pissing!
They've got Weasel, who's in the last Suicide Squad with David.
This is your new task force.
It's been oh so long since G.I.
Like
Robot has sent Nazis back to hell.
Let's call it Task Force M. M for Monster. Also known as...
There you go. Only on Max, which I don't have. So I don't know. I mean, I got to figure that out. So it is what it is. But yeah, so there's the DC Studios logo. It's kind of big. Bear with me. Yeah. So, but you could. It's the iconic, old school DC logo that has been around for so long with studios underneath it. So I think it's kind of retro, and it's simple and it's to the point. I like it. But a lot of people are complaining about the DC Studios already and James Gunn and what he's doing. We all know Superman's filming and all the pictures that have been leaked with his suit and stuff like that. Here's what I say to that. It's like when they leak pictures like that, how do you know? Like, okay, you don't know that's what it's going to look like, okay? They're filming. They do all kinds of stuff in post-production. So it's like you have no idea what's going to happen. But I am going to say that like other people like we all know Nathan Fillion is in it as Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. And it looks like the CW like DC stuff. Nothing against the CW stuff. I love the CW stuff, but it's just the costumes just aren't, or the suits aren't looking that great. I'm like, that's all I gotta say. So besides Grillo, you got David Harbour, who we all know that's kind of cool. Like he's double dipping. He's in Thunderbolts, and now he's doing the role of Eric Frankenstein. India Varma is the bride. Maria Bakalova is Princess Aina Rostovic. Alan Tudyk, who does voiceovers for everything, is Dr. Phosphorus. Zhao Chow as Nina Mazursky, and Steve Agee as John Economos, and Sean Gunn as Weasel. Viola Davis, of course, reprises the role of Amanda Waller. So yeah, and then I talked about the promising aspect where if you play the characters in animated or live action, you go back and forth, which is kind of cool because then it keeps it all kind of together. So everything is in the same realm, regardless of if it's animated or if it's live action. So like I said, Rick Flag Sr. will be played by Frank Grillo in Creature Commandos animated series, and then he'll play a live action, which he's going to play the character on season 2 of Peacemaker, as well as Superman movie, I believe. That's what I read. So so there you go. That is the biggest DC thing. I mean, there's been other, like the Batman series and stuff like that, but a lot of people are complaining about that. All I gotta say is Oswalda Cobblepot. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys do the math. Ooh, ouch. Okay. All right. So so there's my. So that was San Diego Comic-Con. At least that was the things I thought were important. I mean, there was some other stuff, but like I said, the Marvel Studios thing, that was what everybody came to see, and it did not disappoint, which is really, really super cool. All right, let's go on to some non-related San Diego Comic-Con things. Although Cynthia Rothrock was in San Diego Comic-Con. She was in the panel, Preston Downey, that Fat Samurai. What did the Kung Fu Extravaganza, which they do every year, and I guess she was a member of it. I think she showed this teaser on the panel, so I believe so. So check that out. So Black Creek is what we're looking at here. Black Creek. So what's cool about this? So Cynthia, she produced it, she co-wrote it, and then of course it stars her friends, Richard Norton. She starred with Richard Norton in so many movies. Sometimes they were on the same side. So like in Rage and Honor and Rage and Honor 2, they were good. They were on the same side. But then of course, they fought each other and beat the crap out of each other in like Lady Dragon. If you've seen Lady Dragon, their fight at the end is the longest fight. Like, you just watch it. I think it's available on YouTube. I have it. So I have a copy of it, but yeah, it's just like, it's the longest fight ever. It's like, they just continue to beat the piss out of each other. And I love it because Richard Norton, like, he doesn't care if she's a woman. Because sometimes you get to fights where a man's fighting a woman, and sometimes the man doesn't go full out. I mean, if a woman's kicking your ass, hit her. It's a fight. It's not like it's abuse or anything. It's like, she's skilled like you are. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl or a man or a woman. Anyway, so this is a labor of cinematic adrenaline love. Rothrock not only stars in the picture, but she also co-wrote the project along with Robert Clancy and Jeff Gress, and produced the project as well. Shannon Lanier helmed it with German martial arts powerhouse sensation Mike Moeller, who also did the fight choreography. Mike Moeller is the little German guy. He was in Expendables 4. Got treated kind of badly, actually. But he's like one of those extreme martial artists where he's flipping and flying and doing all kinds of cool shit. So let's watch the teaser. And this is a real fast one. Like I said, I think it's like 45 seconds, if that, give or take. But yeah, so this is the official short action sizzler teaser trailer for Black Creek, which is Cynthia Rothrock's martial arts western. Let's see. Headbutt guard. That's it. We got the logos and stuff, but so let's watch it again, shall we? All right, so there you go. That is the Sizzler teaser trailer for Black Creek. Now, Black Creek is a dark, gritty, dystopian Western action martial arts film featuring a strong, no-holds-barred female protagonist portrayed by action film star Cynthia Rothrock. The plot centers around a sheriff's sister who seeks revenge against the terrifying leader of a group of outlaws after discovering he brutally murdered her brother, his wife, and other family members in a gritty southwestern town. And there's the official, the teaser key art. It also stars R. Marcus Taylor. He's the other gentleman in the back there. My apologies for not mentioning him earlier. But yeah, so you got Keith Cook right there. Looks great. You know, obviously they're all older now, but they all look phenomenal. And she looks great. And I love how he headbutts her. That's what I'm talking about. It's like when Richard Norton and Cynthia Rothrock fight, there's no gender. It's just like it's two skilled martial artists squaring off, and you know, let's beat the shit out of each other. That's what I love about it. Sign me up, please, now, and thank you. My apologies to Cynthia Rothrock. When this crowdfunding campaign was going on, I was not in the best state, you know, obviously in my life and stuff like that. So I didn't do I wasn't really working on my website at the time. So I'm going to do my best to promote it now and to get the word out there, you know, now that it's, you know, finished and it's going to be coming out in the fall. Is going to be more of an extended trailer. So this was the short one. So we're going to get an extended trailer. So any other news and intel, I will be more than happy to put on the website and help promote it. I actually did interview Miss Rothrock years ago. They were going to do a sequel to The Martial Arts Kid. As we all know, tragedy stuck with that. But never got made, pandemic, stuff like that, whatever the case may be. But I did interview her for it, and it got lost. So I'm going to try to see if I can find it. I'm not sure. And if I can't, that's really a bummer. Hopefully I can interview her again. Because I had, I don't know if I've told you guys this story, but I had a recorder. And it's one of those voice recorders. And that's how I recorded my phone calls or phone interviews. And the one went kaput, and I lost a whole bunch of interviews. Oh my God, so many. There was an interview with Scott Adkins that I lost that I want to get back, and so many things. So I'm hoping that I can find it, because I will put it out there. I mean, we talk about doing a sequel to Martial Arts Kid, which of course doesn't happen, but that's besides the point, because she still talks about her career, her Hong Kong action days, and all kinds of good stuff. So it's still a good interview, even though that the project never happened, but it's still a good interview. It is. Trust me. I talked to her. And she was awesome. You know, like I said, accommodating, nice, sincere, happy to talk to me. And like, you know, I'm sure she talked about her Hong Kong career a million times to other people on other websites and stuff like that. But, you know, that's how you know these guys and gals are great, because they love that we love them. So it's like, of course, you know, they want to do what they can, you know, to help us out too. So it's not just us helping them. Like they, you know, it's, you know, scratch my back, I scratch yours type of thing. So yeah, so it was still a great interview. So hopefully I can find it. If not, then it was a missed opportunity. But you know what? That's technology for you. It is what it is. All right. So that's Black Creek. So let me check out some other things here. Oh yeah. So we got Like a Dragon Yakuza. Let's talk about this. And this is based off of the Sega video game. So it's based off a video game. And again, I'm not a video gamer. I mean, I have played video games in the past. My biggest thing was, of course, Mortal Kombat. I played in the arcade, and I did play the Jet Li Rise of Honor game. Did you guys remember that one where you got to be Jet Li and kick the crap out of, gangsters and stuff like that? That was pretty freaking cool. So yeah, so Like a Dragon Yakuza is based off the Sega game. This has actually been going off and on for about 4 years now since they announced it. So we're finally going to get it. Prime Video is the one that's going to be distributing it. Let me give you the details on this one. So it's directed by Masahiro Take, who is best known for The Naked director. He helms the 6-episode series, and Kamen Rider alum Ryomi Takeuchi takes the lead as Kazumo Kyo. The official synopsis reads, Like a Dragon Yakuza will revolve around Kazuma Kiryu, a former member of the titular Japanese mafia, the Yakuza, as he and those around him are put on different paths due to Kiryu's decisions, with the story beginning in 1995 and going to 2005. And then he leads an ensemble cast, and it's set to debut on October 24th on Prime. And then they did the teaser trailer for it. So let me blow myself up and downgrade that. As I hear, if you do that, then you don't get dinged, and it hasn't happened yet. But here, and again, just like Black Creek, this is a fast one. I like the whole, because they're known for their tattoos. The teaser is a big. I love the music. You got the drums. Like the synth and the drums. That's the poster. Now it is. Okay. All right, there you go. Yep. So that's the teaser trailer for that. So, and then here's the key art, which you saw at the end of the trailer there, which is kind of pretty cool. So look, I love Yakuza stuff. They always make for good villains. Obviously, they're so feared and regarded in the criminal underworld. And they've been used as the bad guys for, and there's also been anti-heroes that were Yakuza. So good times. Yeah. So that's another thing to look forward to this fall. And then let's see about anything else. Not gonna go too long tonight. I just wanted to do a recap of San Diego Comic-Con, and then talk about some other stuff. Let's see here. Okay, so we talked about Comic-Con. We talked about Cynthia Rothrock, Creature Commandos, Yakuza, and The Crow. Yeah, so that's another thing that came out of San Diego Comic-Con. They did do some Crow advertising, and we all know it's this movie's been maligned and it's not even out yet. I like what I've seen so far, and they released the clip. So let's show this and see what you guys think of it. So it's a big chase, with cars and people flying out of cars and all kinds of good stuff.
Get down!
Evidently, this is already it, and he's brought back because he just run over and stuff. So it's obviously you're not. Oh, you got some violent, you get, that was, yeah, guys, that guy's, and he's still going. What a trooper. He's beating people up in the car. You gotta love, when there's fighting going on in a pool. Beating people. Really long clip too. And I love when they do action clips. Sometimes they release clips and they're boring. They're just talking. It's wow, that's good. Ow. Yeah. Yeah, just got hit by a truck. Yep. That. And I love the ending to this. Like, he gets up and then watch what he does if you haven't seen it. If you have, then you know it's coming. It's pretty cool. Look, and he's just like cars are speeding around him. Like, I was expecting him to get hit again. And the funny thing is, nobody stopped. Like, there's this guy like falling on the middle of the street. But they're like, I gotta get to work. There you go. Wasn't that saucy, everybody? So we all know, and then they released new key art, which has a graphic novel kind of vibe to it. Digging it. True Love Never Dies, August 23rd, which I'm excited for because I will be able to see it hopefully when the day it comes out. Because, like I said, I get my daughter every other week, so sometimes like the week before is Alien Romulus, so I will have to wait the following week to see it, which is fine. You know, again, like I said, big budget Hollywood films don't rely on ACTION-FLIX.com for the reviews. You know, they're pretty much like, you know, Variety and Deadline and stuff like that. But I still got to review it. I'm an Aliens fan or an Alien fan, you know. So, but I will go see it. I will see both of these the same week because I will see Alien Romulus first at the beginning of the week, and of course, The Crow will come out on the 23rd, and I will go see that. And I can't wait to do my review for it. I haven't seen it, and I'm one of those people that doesn't make a decision until I've seen it. I'm just throwing it out there, you know, because a lot of people make their decisions and they haven't seen it. I don't understand it. So, yeah, so that's the biggest stuff coming out of the weekly intel this week. Sorry, I'm looking and browsing it as I'm talking at the same time. So biggest things to show you guys one more time. Let me load it up. There you go. So you got my San Diego Comic-Con Marvel Studios panel podcast recap along with the article. Cynthia Rothrock is back in Black Creek with Richard Norton, Keith Cook, and Don Drago Wilson. My non-spoiler written review of Deadpool and Wolverine. I call it the MCU Rejuvenator. And I was on J-Man's podcast yesterday, and one guy was like coming at us like about Wolverine and stuff like that. But I wanted to tell him, I'm like, I gave it a 4 out of 5 and like an 8.5 out of 10. That's pretty damn good. So it's like, he's like, you all need to take a breath. And I'm like, I did. It's like, I loved it. I mean, you know, weak plot and all, but other than that. All right. So Creature Commandos, also got a review for Customs Frontline that came out a week ago. Clear Cut also came out, which stars Clive Standen, Alec Baldwin, and Tom Welling, which, you know, I liked again. I did like, and that's the one where I released it 24 hours earlier before the embargo had lifted, and you thought that DEFCON 1 had been initiated. I was like, okay, I'll take it down. It's like, it's a positive review. I thought they would have been like, yeah, you can keep it up. I gave it, you know, like a super good review. I liked it. But they're like, no, you can't put it up yet. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like the first time in 10 years that I did that. So, yeah. So that's what's going on, everybody. So there you go. Short and sweet. Coming up to 45 minutes. So normally I go over an hour. So real quick, I already advertised this at the beginning, but now let me just one more time. This Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern time on the Action Elite YouTube channel, myself and J-Man definitely, Sean, Steven, I believe are going to be there. The whole gang, Charlie from Give Me Back My Action Movies and Horror Movies. The whole gang is going to be ranking Deadpool. And like I said, I am fluctuating between my second and third choices. I already know what my number one is. And I know what it's like bookends. I know what the front end is. I know what the back end is. It's the middle that's driving me crazy. And like I said, it is what it is. All right. So Randy Couture. Yes, that interview is coming out. I just have to do it. Like I said, with San Diego Comic-Con and all this stuff happening this weekend, I have not been able to work on it. I have to do it, get it all together, edit it, put it together, and put it on the website as well as my YouTube channel. And like I said, he's frozen a lot during it, but you still hear him fine. He cuts out sometimes, comes back. but it's still a great interview. We talk about his MMA career, his iconic MMA career. We all know UFC champion. And of course, we talk more Expendables because I told him every time, Randy, I talk to you, I got to talk Expendables because I'm such a fan. I even like the fourth one. Sue me. I don't care anymore. I liked it. Was it the greatest? No. Was it the best of the series? No, but I still liked it. So shut up and leave me alone. So, and he was like, thank you. I didn't say it like that though, but all right. If you guys have any comments, concerns, questions, thoughts, suggestions, I always tell you guys, if you want to see something, let me know, but nobody ever does. So I just do my own thing, which is fine. I'll just keep doing my own thing, but I will do things that people want to see. If you tell me, we had one gentleman, Tan Eugene, say mailbag questions, but he's the only one who gave us questions. He hasn't given us questions since. So if you want to give us more questions, Dan, go knock stuff out. Or anybody else, give us questions, and I will answer them on the air and, try to give my thoughts. Normally they're questions like it's just my opinion talking. It's like take it or leave it. It's like my reviews. It's like anybody's reviews. Take it or leave it. All right, so this week coming up, like I said, don't know what I'm going to be doing streaming wise, but like I said, I will be on the Action Elite on Wednesday to rank the Deadpool movies. Definitely, I would not miss that for the world. And I told Owen, I was like, during the show, I'm going to do wardrobe changes. He thought that was funny because I bought like all these shirts real cheap because like there was like buy two get one free and stuff like that. So I'm like, I'm gonna switch like I think every time I come up with my next pick, I'm gonna switch my shirt. I'm gonna go off camera, come back, and wear a different shirt. So real quick, let me just show you this one. Boom! Look at that. Isn't that awesome? And it's on the back too. Like it's on the back too, which is really, it's front and back. So yeah, there it is. All right. So until this week, next week, whatever week, Randy Couture interviews coming out. I promise he will be there. Awesome. Such a fan. Starstruck. Love him. Such a nice guy. He's so imposing, as an MMA fighter, but no, he's just the guy. He's just guy hanging out in front of his cabin. It's like, so, you guys just remember these people, they're people too, is basically what it amounts to. All right. So until next time, Dr. Doom, RDJ is back. Cynthia Rothrock's back. The Avengers, get excited. Deadpool and Wolverine, can't watch it enough. I can't wait till I own the 4K or Steelbook or whatever the hell they come out with. But until then, remember, we are your destination for everything action and your action fix. Check me out on my YouTube channel, which I'm on right now. I will get my audio podcast going back up on Spotify. I promise. It's just a question of when, and all kinds of good stuff. All right. Until next time, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday evening, and I will see you later. Good night.